Hey, what's the word, players? So I went to Combo Breaker 2023, and let me tell you, it was an amazing time. So I just want to talk about how my experience was. First of all, I was not alone. I actually went with my wife and my buddy Scoop, who is a brother from my church who's also in the fighting games. He also went. This was his first time going to a major. As for Combo Breaker, this is my second time going to Combo Breaker, but this is my first time at their new venue in Schaumburg. So I was feeling very nostalgic to be able to go to Combo Breaker again. The games that I competed in were King of Fighters 15, Melty Blood Type Lumina, and Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. The venue is massive. There's so much to see, so many games, from new games to some obscure old games that I'll talk more later. There's just so many things to play. And there's also arcades in the upstairs. A lot of this is going to be footage of me walking around, taking footage of the convention hall and just all the stuff that we saw. But I mentioned Scoop was also there, and he competed in Brawlhalla, which was the first game that he competed in, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and Tekken 7. I did not do well at all, but it was still a great experience to be able to play these games that I've only played online and never with another person. Something that I don't think I'll ever get used to is just seeing top level players and content creators in person. That's something that I never got used to at Frosty, and that's something I especially did not get used to at Combo Breaker. From seeing Wero and the players from Mexico and King of Fighters just out on the floor, Scoop got to meet some players that are high level Dragon Ball FighterZ players that he follows online, so that was really cool. Tricky, the champion of Virtual Fighter, got to see her in person and got to chat with her. Super cool player. I got to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Esteban from Hold Back the Block, who makes amazing FGC documentaries and just really high level videos on YouTube. Definitely check out Hold Back the Block if you haven't. So I got to see Esteban as he was walking around the venue, probably getting footage. Speaking of content creators, on the second day of Combo Breaker, my wife and I went to the arcade to find a game to play. And as we were in the arcade, I noticed that there was an adapter that was on the floor. And I assumed that it was the person who was like right next to the adapter, and he was on the Mortal Kombat machine. So I picked it up, I asked, "Hey, is this yours?" And he said, "Oh yeah, thanks." You'll never guess who it was. It was Gerald from Core A Gaming. Core A Gaming, who makes really great fighting game videos. I just casually bumped into him as he was getting B-roll footage of Mortal Kombat. So I mentioned that there's a bunch of obscure and old games that you can find, which were mostly in the ballroom section, some upstairs, but a lot of them was in the ballroom section. And there was one game in particular, Saturday night, that we walked past. I noticed it was the Sailor Moon fighting game that I've heard so much about. The game that is supposedly really bad, but somehow has built a community around it despite it being a terrible game. Well, maybe not a terrible game, but a broken game. I was like, "Hey, is this the Sailor Moon fighting game?" And they say, "Yeah, we're holding a free bracket." A free bracket? I mean, we got some time, sure. Yeah, I got my butt handed to me, but I had fun. While we were there, my wife and I actually played a build of Double Dragon Gaiden Rise of the Dragon. It was really cool. A different take because both players actually select two characters, and it's essentially a tag game where you have your one character, but then you can switch out with a second character. I really enjoyed playing that. It was really cool that they had that available to play. Yeah, Sunday was mainly grand finals, and boy, this was something that I missed so much about Combo Breaker from 2019, was being in the room when all the hype happens, because, buddy, you only get a sense of that when you're watching on a live stream, but when you're there, it's absolutely wild. So the first one that we caught was King of Fighters 15, which was amazing. High level King of Fighters is something to behold. See, after King of Fighters was Virtual Fighter, Tekken had a thing. We had news regarding Tekken 8. To present the news was Harada and Michael Murray themselves. My mind was blown being able to see the creator of Tekken in the room, which was so different than seeing them on a screen. And then of course they got that Brian Fury trailer. Oh my gosh, that game looks so good. I felt like I was a part of history to be able to catch a live announcement. That's definitely something I'm not gonna forget. We watched the top 8 fighters, which was so hype. And those grand finals, oh my gosh, I was on the edge of my seat. Scoop knows far more about it than I do because that's like his game, but I was getting hyped watching it. We also caught the top 8 for Smash Bros. Ultimate, but then the 2 big ones for the rest of the night were Tekken 7 and Guilty Gear Strive. We stayed long enough to catch Tekken. Tekken was amazing. That weekend is when I found out that Arslan Ash actually started with King of Fighters before getting super competitive in the Tekken. And the fact that he was able to place really high in KOF and take home Tekken is amazing. He's an insanely talented player. My wife and I did not stay long enough to catch Strive Grand Finals because it was getting late. Overall, Combo Breaker was amazing. I still miss it. I still think about it, man. It's really reignited my desire to get better in fighting games. Apologies that this video didn't go up sooner. Street Fighter 6 has been eating up so much of my time. And I think that's pretty much gonna cover for this video. If you made it to this point, hey, thanks for watching. Did you go to Combo Breaker? Let me know if you did, or if you watched Combo Breaker, let me know how it was online. If you're looking for a non-denominational church, link to the church locator down below. If you're interested in studying the Bible or you just want to hang out, link to my Discord is also down below. Now that Combo Breaker is over, I can focus on making videos. Although now that Street Fighter 6 is out, that's gonna make it 10 times harder to focus on making videos, but I will try. I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.